Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today we will be building the hero section of the portfolio or personal website. If you haven't checked out the last two videos where we built the navigation component, the navbar component, both for mobile and for desktop, make sure to check that out. There will be link in the description. So with that being said, let's begin with building the hero section. Now the idea with the hero section is pretty simple. Last time we left it out over here. And for the hero section, all we have to do is hero section is pretty simple. It's just some H1s and H2s which are going to be linked one after another, and that's just it. So let's start off with creating a new component which will be hero.js, and at the same time let's also create a style component for it so that we don't forget about it afterwards, and we'll name it hero.scss. And let's also import it over here. So I'm just gonna name it hero. Alright, now let's put this hero section up at the top, and the CSS, let's just minimize this for now. Close this. Our functional key, and alright, so let's look at it. So the hero section, as the image, is a section which will be, and that is what we'll be naming this tag. So we are just going to name it dot hero, and again going with section dot hero is not a div, and then we'll be having a wrapper which will hold all the data which we need to do, because now with the hero and then a p tag which will be saying hello, I am h1 tag which will be your name. So we'll just name this h1 to have name. Here you can just put your name. I'm just going to put my name, and then an h2, keeping it very semantic, because it's always good when you create a semantic website. I'm going to give it a name subtitle because I don't have a better name for it, and it's just a thing, a phrase which you will say for anybody who's coming to the website. So I say I create things for the web, and then there will be another p tag which will be the description. And I'm just gonna copy the description which I already used. You can put anything in there, but I'm gonna just put what description I've already used. And well, there was another call to action button which will be inside of this div. There's gonna be a button, and it's gonna say get in touch. Now, okay, well, one more thing actually, get in touch. It should when I click on this button, it should take you to it should just take you to your mail, and it should then have all this data. So yeah, and do this, and we'll just save it. Okay, no, wait a minute, what the hell? Yeah, get in touch. And then this interesting part here, we'll be creating here I will be putting in my social media links. Now I've already created the SVG. I've already collected all the SVGs over here, and of course you can also put all this data inside of this. Is this a data which I won't think I will be changing more often, nor is the thing which I'll be changing things over here, but it when I need to, it's a lot more easier for me to change stuff over here. Uh, I've already got all the icons over here. They're all in SVG format. I'm not necessarily thinking of adding any SVG animations to them, but it's just nice to have SVGs instead of like actual pictures, and I'm not using any uh, external library for that. It's just a preference. You can always go with say font awesome or design material UI or icons, iconic something. I don't remember the name. There are plenty of them. It's just one Google search ahead, and they have their own recommendations for how you can add everything inside of them. So yeah, so we have to create another component. Now this component is actually going to be shared between the hero section and also is going to be used by the footer section. So what we are going to do is over here, we'll add another, okay, over here, all right, it's two major folders, yeah. So over here, we are going to create a new component known as social media. And it's just going to be a simple component which is all right. So the social media app is actually going to be a div and is going to have multiple. Uh, yeah, it's just going to be a div with multiple things inside of it, and actually it's going to have an inline style for this original div. So let's give it a name. We're going to call it social media and give it a style, which well I will just copy because it's a lot easy to copy this and then paste it. Is this going to have a display flex on it? And I don't know what song. Yeah, I forgot one list. Yeah. All right, and and we're gonna import one more thing that is gonna be social media. Okay, so we're gonna import now. If you check out the data, it has a single uh, export of an array, which is social media, which is holding all of my social media logos along with the links. Now I've not put any links in it. I just forgot to add any links inside of it, so I will add it once the video is done. But it's just as simple as just typing like HTTPS, or you can just copy it from your place. But it's like Instagram.com/092, which if you're not following me already, you should. And yeah, so we are gonna just import that. So we're just gonna type in import social media from um, data, and instead of that we are gonna follow data. Yeah, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that array, so social media. We're gonna take this array and we're gonna map it, and we're gonna map it to a function. Actually, it's not a function. It's just map it to return an lie with an anchor tag in it. So lie with an anchor tag, which href is just link, but we'll just keep it empty for now. So what is gonna be inside of this is you're gonna okay. Let me just share. Let me just open this over here. Let me just pull this up. As you can see, every object has a name, logo, and link inside of it. So you can see there is a name, logo, and link. And what we are going to do is we're going to destructure that object within the map itself. So we're going to get name, logo, and link. And what we're going to do with this is we are going to give, actually let's give here we'll be giving the link, and here we'll be giving in the logo. Sorry for that. The name really, we can just give it like an ID. So you can just give like a key to this because we're gonna use it a lot. So you can just pass in the name for that. And yeah, that's all we have to do for the social media component. Now, what we are gonna do in the hero section is we're gonna create another div over here, and we're gonna name it social, and then we're gonna create another list in which we'll be passing it our social media component. And now, if we refresh the page, why is it not coming on? I thought it was coming on the whole time. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. So what we're gonna do now in the app is we're gonna create a main div because if you remember, the navigation bar is the header component, or the header of the page of this app. Then we create a main in which we are going to add multiple sections. Again, trying to make this website as semantic as possible. Even though there will be the root, which is a div, and everything is going basically inside of the div node, inside of the root node, but still, we're gonna add our hero section over here. So, what? No, 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 no. I'm sorry. We're gonna add the hero section over here, and if we refresh it, it should work. Hopefully. Alright, here it is. Here's the whole thing. Now, there is a reason it is so up there because you have put this position to be fixed. So we're gonna fix that in the hero.scss file. So what we are gonna do for hero.scss? Alright, so we'll start with the whole thing to make this whole section a lot more visible to us. We're gonna give it a margin of about 4 em, because the navigation height goes up to 110 pixels, and 4 em seems like a good number for that. All right, so let's make it. Also, let's just make it mobile size, so it's a lot easier to comprehend and look at it. We're gonna give it a height of fit content, so we're gonna use fit content inside of it. Display flex and a flex direction of column. And apart from that, I think there is nothing much to do. So now we'll be going to the wrapper. The wrapper is holding all of our content. So we're gonna give this a fixed height of 70 viewport height. And again, display flex to it with a flex direction of column because we don't want the text to go in sideways. If you refresh it right now, you can see that it's still, I think that you have up the margin by a little bit, so let's give it a 5. Yeah, margin 5, this looks much better. Alright, so, okay. We're gonna give it a padding of, let's give a padding of 5% and 8% left, right? Let me just look at it once, refresh it. Okay. Wait, what's happening? Why is it like this? Oh, oh yeah, I gave it. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It should be a margin top. It should be just a margin top, not margin up all around. And it should be 4. Now let's try 4 em. Yeah, much better. I thought I gave it. Okay, it was supposed to be margin top. It was not supposed to be margin all around. Okay. Also, this is gonna have a background of bar bg docs. So the navigation, and this feels one and the same. And now if I were supposed to scroll down, which I'm not going to do right now because I have to add one more thing, which I cannot do right now because the height is a 70 VH. That is another thing. We're gonna add it. We're gonna give it a position of relative. Oh, sorry, of relative. Okay, and now comes the fun part. Now comes the fun part. We are gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna do the pseudo element last. I'm gonna add all the styling which we need for wait a minute. Do we need a styling for everything? That's a good question, to be honest. Well, I'm just gonna copy the stylings and I'm gonna put it over here. This is all inside the wrapper, so I'm just gonna do p tag. Is gonna have a font and a max. Actually, the p tag doesn't really need not the p tag, the description. Yeah, it was the description. The p will refer to the upper part too. The description will have a variable font, and also you're gonna give it a max width of 45 character. So if we save that now, and it's gonna be for dot name, which we having, which just needs yeah, we have to give it accent, which it already has, I guess, but the font size is to be different. It should start from yeah, and we need to give it for dot subtitle, which is gonna have again a color. So it's gonna go accent, dark, darker. That's why my nomenclature is a little different because I guess I decided to name things after starting this. Okay, and now if I refresh this, should be looking a little better. Yeah, there is a clear visual hierarchy of how things are supposed to flow, and we are done with the description. We have to just give the button, which is I think not having any name, so we're gonna give it. The button is gonna have like a margin top bottom of like 0.5 m and a padding of 1% and 2%. And now comes the fun part, I guess. I've named it wrong. It should be social. So yeah, so now social is gonna have a display flex, and a position of relative, and the another list inside of the social is gonna have is gonna be it's gonna okay, it's gonna be position absolute. I You know what, let's just keep. Okay, I'm gonna type it up. I'm actually gonna just copy paste it. Where is it? Yeah, we're gonna give it a z-index of 2 and set the position to be absolute, and also give it a display of flex. Just because why not? Yeah, because yeah. And now if I refresh it, I'm gonna actually do this for it, or just for now, because when we'll be doing the pseudo element, you will see why I have given it a little bit of z-index higher, and I've kept it position absolute. Okay, so now comes the so that's yeah. So now let's comes the pseudo element, the after. I'm using after. You could use anything. I just prefer to use after. We're gonna give it a content of empty, We're going to give it a box sizing of border box, and actually, you know what? Let's give this to all elements. Let me just come over here. Yeah, and let's just do one more thing. We will give border boxing to. Now, but if even if you do this, keep in mind, even if you do this, it doesn't apply to pseudo elements because they are pseudo. You have to give them explicitly. So we're just gonna give it for the before and for the after of all pseudo elements. We'll have a border boxing of yeah. And actually, let's actually check if I'm missing something which is supposed to be there for everything. Yeah, I guess that's the only thing which we should be giving it. Okay, so even now if we refresh the page, come on. Yeah, there is no change in it because we have not done literally anything. Uh, okay, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it a width of come on, dude, width 100 p plus height, so h 1110. And we're gonna give it the position plus position absolute. I don't know what position is. So yeah, I'm still not used to all the Emmet abbreviations, so let's give that. And we're gonna give it a position of absolute. Position absolute. And bottom to be minus 90 pixels. Left 0. Right 0. And let's see it. I've not given it, yeah, and let's give it a background color so that we can look at it. So background color will be, as you can guess, var bg dark. Now if I refresh the page, there we have an additional thing. Is it a different color? No, it's the same color. Reflections are making it a little weird, and we're gonna give it a border of 28 pixels, solid, and let me just actually I have to give it a little opaque thing, but I'm just still gonna leave it with var bg accent. So let's look at it and let's refresh it. Yeah, I should give it like border bottom. Okay, so this is, why is anything else not loading in? I think I give them a little bit of padding everywhere, but what's wrong? I did give them, wait a minute, did I not? Yeah, every one of them has a margin, so why is it not picking it up? It's showing margin of 1.8, it's showing it doesn't have any margin. This has a margin of 8 pixels, which I don't think I gave 8 pixels. It was 0.5 m, so yeah, 8 pixels it is. It still feels a little cramped for my taste, so I guess for the I think it's the SVGs which are having a little bit of issue. So let me just check. Is it the SVGs actually? And I think I have to give them their own styling because it is a shared component. I don't want to declare it in hero and then have to use it elsewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another style, another CSS partial for social media. And actually, yeah, actually that would be much better. So we can add even a hover effect and everything to it. Okay, so I think this is good. If I remove this and there is still something lacking in it. I'm not sure what it is. Is it the font sizing? I'm not sure. Hmm. This feels a little awkward. You know what? I'm gonna add a P early to this. Wait, what? Yeah, just let me come over here and do like a P and just copy this and let's see what happens. So this will be for the hello I am thingy and also for the whole P tag everywhere. And now if I refresh this, if I make this big, yeah, yeah. It's yeah. This definitely is not yet finished. So I think I have to do those styling to that first, and then I guess the whole page will look a little better. So let's do that. Let's create. Let's create another style. We'll name it social media dot .scss. And actually, I'm going to import this in app.scss because it's going to be shared. Where is it? App.scss, and it's going to do this, and we're going to do social media. It's going to save it. Hopefully, there is no error. There isn't any error, so we are lucky on that part. And okay, so let's go to social media and start with the li. I don't think the div by itself needs any changes. Let me just give this a class name of link so I can target the SVG inside of it. Sorry. You can manipulate SVGs with CSS. You can add like styling, you can use the fill in it and everything with targeting the SVG by itself. But I don't want to target every SVG because we'll be using SVG everywhere else too. So it's better to narrow it down to what class is SVG you're going to be using. So let's just start by the li component. So the main li component which we're using here. So let's give it a key, but still, hmm, hmm. If we have the li, if you do li by all by itself, it's gonna not get targeted. So we are gonna do social media, dot social media, yeah, social media, and I can spell it, li, and we are gonna give it a margin of 5 pixels. Come on. Display flex plus a width of 45 and plus border radius. Okay, for some reason I don't know what border is. Border is not BR. You would expect it to be a BR, but it's not BR. So I don't know. So we're just gonna add border radius of 50%. Now, why am I doing this even though I'm not giving any background color? Is because I initially wanted to give it a background color, and let me just show you how it looks. But because I'm using some colored, oh my god, And now if I just, can you just, okay, if you just refresh this, this is what each SVG ally, so each ally is of, and I want them to be in the center of everything. That's why I'm doing the border radius. So now they're gonna target the link. So dot link to have a display flex plus width of 45, or like, yeah, 45 pixels plus padding 5 5 Oh, beautiful. And also, yeah, I forgot the height to give. Height to be max content. I want the height to be covered completely. So now if I refresh it, it's not gonna work still. I refresh it again. Oh yeah, I forgot. Align items. Oh my god, I cannot spell a word. Let me just copy all the other stylings. So it's align item, margin, and transition. Now transition have changed. It's not the regular 250, and it's an timing element of is in and out, is in out. So it makes my work a little easy. Now if I refresh this, I hope it goes in the center. It's still not in the center, which is okay. Hmm. Everything inside of the link. Yeah, let's do that. Is gonna have a padding of auto, and well, a color and width property. And now if I save that, hopefully everything is in the center. Not quite. Oh my god. Let's do this 40 pixels. Okay, also let's just remove this. Still a little off. Hmm. Why is it a little off? One major reason why it's not in the middle is I'm not doing anything over here. So let's do it to justify content center and align items center. And I think that should do it. Hopefully. Yeah, they are all in a line. If I on this, it's still gonna be a little off centered in my opinion. I'm not sure about that. Yeah, it's still a lot of center. So let's just not have the background, and let's just leave it like this. This looks pretty good. It's pretty on line. It's at least just centrally aligned. This GitHub logo just looks a little bit big, but I'm not sure what we can do with that. So yeah, let me just check one more time if I'm missing something over here. Mm, justify the content in the center. Alright, now let's add a hover effect for the link, which is just gonna, I guess, yeah, we'll just make it so. So whenever we are hovering on this link, or we are on focus, we're gonna transform scale to like 1.5. Just for now, I'm exaggerating it so we can look at it more more clearly of what I'm actually doing it. Alright, so what? Oh god, I should be doing this for the SPGs to be honest, but hmm, what should be working? Hmm. Oh yeah, it should be inside of this. This is my bad. Okay, I guess for some reason this is not working. I have no clue what I did wrong there, but it should be working. Well, just let it be for now. That is the social media element which we'll be needing. So it is gonna align everything on its own and everything. And yeah, that's the hero section. I think it should be a little bit more in the center. So I'm just gonna check if the hero is correctly aligned. It's not aligned, so yeah, justify content, center, align, items, center. And now it should be, oh my god, no. What? Oh yes. Oh shit. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's not the hero section that is this whole thing. It is the wrapper which is inside of the hero section, which is everything else. Now, I think I did some mistake over here then, so it should be what the hell? Yeah, it should be within this. It shouldn't be aligned center, yeah, but it should be justified center. Yeah. So it's in the center of the. Now when you're changing, now this is the flex thing, so it's gonna be a little different because you're doing it a column. So now the justify will be top to bottom, and the line will be left to right. So that's just the thing. Now this is the hero section. Now you can do everything with it still. So this still works, and if it goes full screen, it still works. Actually, no, forgot to do the media queries. Now let's just finish the media queries soon, and so we can end this video quickly. Now the media queries are pretty simple. I don't just want it to expand immensely all over the place. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna okay. Okay, so I'm gonna do a media query over here first, which is gonna just make it uh, display. I don't think I need to do a media query over here, so let's drop that. And let's just come to the very bottom of the page. Wrap. I'm here gonna make a media query of a min width of 50 m. This 50 m makes sense, and we are gonna change. We are not gonna change this height, but we're gonna change this padding and its display. It's no longer gonna be a display flex. Is gonna be a display block. That is because now even for mobile you can go with say a display block, but I prefer to do it in a display uh, flex kind of a way because it's a lot more simpler. And why am I doing this is I don't think my buttons are supposed to look that color, but it's fine for now. Yeah, it should be changing color. I don't know why it's not changing color. Okay, let's see. And also making a display block makes everything fall one below the another by itself, and because they already have their own margins and everything. You can see there is some overlapping going on over here. It's still gonna work just as fine. I'm still not sure why this is so whack. Yeah, let's just check on it after a moment. But uh, and also let's change the button. Oh yeah, we'll give it the P. Now the P looks a little short on the full screen. If I just refresh this, okay, let me just do this. Yeah, now if we refresh this, come on. The P looks too small for this thing, and I think it should just finish over here. So I'm gonna change it to have a max width of 65 characters. CH stands for characters, and that's how it is. So making it 65 characters, just refresh a bit. Does not really change anything. Alright. Yeah, it's the okay. I have no idea what's actually going on. So the after is now gonna be tilted, and how we're gonna do it? We're first gonna have a height which will be clamping from 110 pixels, which we left it at, to 100. So 10 viewport width, 125 pixels. This is gonna be the max it can go to. The width is gonna be more than 100%. I'm not sure about that, but I just do it 100%. Yeah, and I forgot to add a semicolon over there. And also, let me just copy this bottom. Okay, yeah, let me just copy these. So now, if we refresh the page, you can see it's a little slanted. So this gives a different look, and I really like that. Uh, Also, let's give it a rotate from like bottom right. So you can change or transform origin, and I'm gonna set it to bottom right. That doesn't really change anything. I don't know why. Yeah, it changed. Change. It took it a month. Okay. Let's just have it as it was. It just looks much better. Alright, so this is the hero section done in full glory. I'm still worried about this button, to be honest. I don't know what's wrong with it. Did I do any styling to this button? Separate styling? No, it was just the normal thing. I don't know what's really happening over here, but yeah, okay. And it's just the color which is bugging out for some reason. But that's okay. But this was the hero section, and now now the page is starting to take a little bit of form. Oh, the final look, how it's gonna look. Let me just check it for the mobile view once more, please. Yeah, it looks good more on the mobile screen also. Now, if I just dock it away, it is the full screen, and now if I see the transition, this is pretty much like how you want it to look for a mobile too, for all your social media buttons to be right over there, a get in touch action button, a call to action button, and a good description of yourself over here, and with this hamburger menu right over there. It's also covering the whole screen, so you don't have to worry about anything else. So yeah, I will hope to see you guys in the next video. Till last time, stay fit, stay awesome, and keep gaming.